strength. Today, we are going to use a testing week. So for the next 8 weeks, we're going to follow a strict program to help you get stronger in these specific exercises. Today, I want you to grab a notebook, maybe even in your phone notepad, just to write down your statistics from this test session so that after the 8-week program, we can go back and see how far you've come. So first, we're going to warm up. I'm going to take you through a nice warm up, and then we'll go through 8 different exercises, and we're going to see how many reps you can do in 1 minute. So it's going to test your muscular endurance. Some of them are also going to test your cardiovascular fitness and also the specific local muscles in the exercise that we are working on. After following the next 8 weeks of this program, additionally, other outside homework, of course, as well, we're going to see if you notice any changes. Are you stronger or more fit in different areas than you thought you would? And hopefully that'll keep you motivated to stay on your routine. So let's start with a warm-up. We're going to start all the way on your back. So you're going to lay flat on your back, relax your head, neck, and shoulders on the ground. And we're going to start with a glute bridge. You're going to press your heels down into the ground, squeeze your glutes up, and then slowly lower back down. Exhale as you squeeze up, and slowly lower back down. So as we warm up, take note of the warm up as well, so that if you do any exercises on your own, you want to try to do a similar type of a workout, just warming up and stabilizing your certain core muscles around your shoulders, core, and hips. And also dynamically stretching your body, preparing your body for the movement that you're going to do. Now, we do have all different classes Monday through Friday at noon, so hopefully that fits your schedule so that you can make a more well-rounded program. If that doesn't, you can always check the recordings or just make sure you include other workouts outside of just this Thursday workout. If you can aim to have at least 3 days of strength training a week, then I guarantee you're going to see some progress after the next 8 weeks of the. So let's go ahead and flip over to all fours, hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. And we're going to inhale as you drop your belly down to look forward into our cow posture. And exhale as you round your spine into cat. Inhale as you drop your belly down. Make sure you pull your shoulders away from your ears. And then exhale as you round through your spine like a cat. Deep inhale, look forward, and exhale, round as you tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Inhale to drop down, and exhale to round. And then we're going to find neutral spine. Try to stop right in the middle there. Don't let the belly sag and don't arch to the side. See if you can control your neutral spine. And now we're going to crunch to the side. Exhale as you squeeze your left shoulder to your left hip, and then inhale to come back through center. And we'll alternate. Exhale as you squeeze, lateral flexion, inhale back to center. Exhale to squeeze, inhale to center. Think about trying to bring the same side shoulder and hip together as you crunch through the side. Follow your breath. Another point is to make sure you're syncing your breath. That's going to help you get in tune and improve your mind-body connection. A lot of exercise and movement and really anything in daily life has a lot to do with your mindset. So being able to control your mindset is going to help you push through a little bit further. So now we're going to come back to neutral. Right hand behind the head. Now we're rotating through the spine. Exhale as you rotate your right elbow to the left elbow. Inhale as you rotate out and up. Exhale as you rotate down. And inhale, out and up. Exhale down. Up. We have 2 more on this side. Each time I want to see if you can inhale and really stretch a little bit higher without rocking your hips. You're trying to keep your hips stable here. Inhale to rotate. Exhale down. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Right hand on the ground, left hand behind the head. Exhale as you rotate the left elbow down. Inhale to rotate out and up. Exhale down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale. And inhale. Keep breathing and notice if this side feels any different than the other side as you're twisting through your spine all the way out and up. And you have one more, and then come all the way down to the ground. You're going to exhale to downward dog, and then inhale forward into cobra. You can keep your toes tucked or point them as you roll over your toe joints as you can. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Last cobra. And in this downward dog now, walk your hands back to your toes. Slowly roll all the way up, reaching to the sky. And then exhale, fold forward. Walk all the way out to plank. Hold here in this plank. Take a deep breath in and out. And then exhale, downward dog. This time, walk your feet up to your hands and slowly roll up, reaching to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back into plank. Again, hold plank for a deep breath. You can even try a shoulder push-up if you like, a scap push-up. Pinch your shoulder blades together and push them apart. Exhale, downward dog. Walk your hands back to your toes. Slowly come all the way up. You can stretch to the side a little bit. Take any extra movements that feel good because the next exhale is going to take you all the way back down. Reaching for your toes, walk all the way back into plank. Squeeze the core here. Try to push your chest away from the ground. And exhale, downward dog. Walk your feet up to your hands and slowly roll all the way back up. Reach up again. Any extra movements, meaning you can stretch to the side. Maybe you twist around. Just try to stay nice and loose. Just shake it out a little bit. Staying nice and loose. Great. We're going to come back to center now. I want you to bring your fist in front of your body and bend your elbow at 90 degrees. You're going to bring your arms out to the side. Imagine you're holding on to a strong metal bar, like a barbell if you're familiar with that. And I want you to imagine you're trying to bend the bar as you squeeze the ends of the bar together, and then inhale to come back up. Think about your shoulder blades squeezing down and in as you try to bend the bar, create that tension, and inhale back up. Exhale to squeeze. I want you to think about this motion in many of the exercises today, even if you're just standing tall, to focus on your posture. Exhale as you squeeze. Think about the shoulder blade movement to keep your shoulders down and together. Strong posture, strong core. One more all the way up and squeeze and relax. Awesome. Hands on the hips. We're going to balance on the left leg. Bring the right knee to the right armpit. Rotate forward. Point and flex your toe, and then drop it back down. We're switching sides. Knee to the armpit, forward, point and flex, and drop it right back down. We're going to do one more on each side. Each time you're just working on moving in a full range of motion without leaning and moving through the spine. You're working on the true hip joint. And now we switch directions. Knee comes forward, out, circle the ankle, back down, forward, out, circle the ankle, and back down. One more time. Forward and out, ankle circle, and down, forward and out, ankle circle, and down. Great job. Let's bring the feet about shoulder width apart. The toes can be turned out ever so slightly. You're going to just squat down as deep as you can and then slowly stand back up. Squat down just as deep as you can, whatever feels natural, and squeeze the glutes at the top. Think about that pelvic tilt. The hips are going to move back, and then on the way up, they're going to tuck under, so you feel that glute squeeze. Back and under. We have one more warm-up squat. Down and back. All right, let's shake it out. Drive the knees up. Knees and toes. We're just going to get the heart rate up a little bit. If you haven't already, if you have your heart rate monitor, make sure you get that started. This is your test workout. You can repeat this anytime you want. You can try to put it on your calendar so you save this video, do it once a month, and just track your progress. That way you know if you're starting to increase your results or if you're staying stagnant or maybe even decreasing. Might be because of energy. It might just be a month that was a little off. I mean, COVID is happening right now, so it could be a lot of things throwing you off. But it's just a good way to track other data outside of just what you see on the scale. Okay, each thing is 1 minute. We're thinking of quality reps here. So we're going to practice with a push-up, and then we're going to do, take note before we go into the next lower body exercise. So first, I want you to lay flat on your stomach. You're going to bring your hands just outside of your shoulders, elbows pointing back, toes digging into the ground. I want you to look straight down at the ground where your face is. Try to keep your eyes focused there. Squeeze your quads, dig your toes and your hands into the ground, and see if you can lift your whole body up into a high plank. Notice, what did that feel like? Did you feel like you lifted your chest and then your hips, or vice versa? If you could lift your entire plank, then you're going to do full push-ups. If you could not, then you're going to come to a kneeling push-up. Another option too is if you have a staircase, you can bring your hands to the staircase, and in your notebook, just make note of where you're doing the push-up. So you can either write a full push-up, a kneeling push-up, or a push-up on the 5th step, a push-up on the 1st step. Make sure you make note of it so that you do the same test the second time around. So find the push-up position that is best for you. We're doing a push-up with the elbows slightly back, so not out to the side and not completely squeezed in. You're thinking about a slight angle. And you're going to make sure that your hands are evenly pressing into the ground. Okay, I think we're ready. So get into your assumed position. We're doing 1 minute of push-ups. I want you to count your reps. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. Count your reps. Even if you have to take a break, it doesn't matter. We're just seeing how many perfect reps you can get within a minute. If you chose the full push-up round, but you have to take a break, then you just drop your knees down, take a break, and then get back into it. If you do your push-up and you fall all the way down to your chest, then you don't make it, then it doesn't count. Okay, we're only counting full, perfect reps. You got this. Think about big chest, pushing your chest away. Keep counting your reps. You got it. Here we go. You're moving at your own pace. Don't forget your breathing. Inhale down, exhale up. We have 10 seconds. You get a nice long rest after this. Think about your quality push-ups. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, how many reps did you get? Write it down. Make note of the type of push-up you were doing, because you're going to be coming back to this in 8 weeks to see where you are. Shake it out. This is a great time to get some water. You get a full recovery before we get into the next exercise. 2 options for the next exercise. Okay, I know we just maxed out the chest. Hopefully you feel like that last rep was the ultimate last rep you could get. We're moving into the squat now. So you're going to go into a body weight squat or a squat jump. If you have any knee pain, back pain, anything that causes you to not do any jumping and you want to keep this low impact, then just stick with the squat. I want you to make note of what squat you're doing. If you're somewhat new to the squat or you have any pain going past parallel, then I want you to get a chair. That's the perfect height right underneath your hips. And you're just going to push your hips back, tap the top of the chair, and stand up. That's 1 rep. If not, you're just going to do your full squat or squat jump. You get to choose. Write down which variation you're going to do. You're counting your reps, and I'm going to talk you through the technique the whole way through. So wherever you are, whichever variation you're choosing, I want you to think about feet about shoulder width apart, and then I want you to rock forward and back, heel toe, try to time it. When you're on your heels, squeeze your glutes and let your feet fall. Notice where your feet end. Try that 2 more times. If you've never done this before, it takes a little bit. You're just rocking forward and back, heel toe. When you're on your heels, squeeze your glutes and let your feet fall. Okay, so this is going to show you the angle of your toes. So you might be straight ahead, you might be about 10 degrees out, and this will just help you find that comfortable space. Okay, once you're there, don't let the feet move. Think about trying to rip the floor between your feet, like you're trying to slide your feet apart. Okay, do you feel that tension in the side of your hips and your core? Keep that the whole time. It's 1 minute. You can do anything for 1 minute, okay? So now, think about that posture that we talked about at the beginning. Break that metal bar. We're going to go in 3, 2, and 1. Count your reps, whichever variation you're doing. Okay, if you're working on improving your endurance or more cardiovascular fitness, then you're going to want to try the squat jump for this one to see if you can increase how many reps you can do in a minute. If you're working on pure strength, technique, or even just being able to do a full squat in general, then choose the low impact option. Okay, all of these reps only count if it's perfect form. So you're there, you're feeling your body. Maybe you have a mirror so you can see your body move, and be honest with yourself. Which of the reps should count? Keep going. You're counting your reps. Don't lose track. We only have 15 seconds left. So if you're getting tired, see how many reps you can squeeze in these last few seconds. Think about squeezing your glutes at the top. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, how many reps did you get? Write it down. If you've done this before, then check in. Did you do better? Did you do worse? How did it feel? Maybe it even felt easy this time around, and that's awesome. That's great progress. All right, we're going to shake it out. So notice, we can still do testing. We can still figure out your best personal record without any equipment. We're just using your body. So next, we're going to work the entire body, primarily the core between your neck and your thighs. We're going to hold a high plank. You're going to rotate into a side plank by pivoting your toes, and then you're going to come back to high plank and rotate to the other side. You're going to count how many times you come into plank. Okay, so high plank is 1, then you rotate. High plank is 2, then you rotate. You're alternating. Okay, again, you can choose to do this on a staircase and count and make note of what stair number you're on. The lower you get to the ground, the more difficult it is. Okay, so we're going into our 1-minute round. Get ready to count your reps. Let's go. This is the push-up to side plank rotation. So if you're writing it down, make sure you write the name and the variation that you're doing. And let's go ahead and count it out. All right, you can do this. 1 minute, everything you got. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Count every time you come into that high plank. If this is your first time, then there's no pressure. There's literally no pressure. You're just making your own record right now. However many reps you can get. Make sure you're keeping the plank strong. I always encourage having a mirror so that when you can take a glance in the mirror, you can check back in with your posture. Or you can try to set up a video camera and just videotape your technique just to check back in every once in a while until you can identify what the proper technique feels like. All right, we're getting there. Come on. Keep yourself strong. How many times can you rotate? How much can you control your body? How do you feel? Here we go. We're rotating. All right, keep it up. Nice and strong. See how many you can get. And rest. All right, write it down. Even if you were in a side plank, you're stopping there, you didn't finish that full high plank, write down your number of reps, okay? I want you to get comfortable with this test. There's many different ways we can test, but this is a great way to do it virtually with your body weight. Another thing you can write down is your RPE, your rating of perceived exertion on a scale of 1 to 10, okay? So you can take note on how that felt. If you were like, my last rep was the ultimate max, I was completely dead, then you can write a 10 out of 10. And then maybe next time you go around, not only will you beat your record, but you might also feel like, that was a 7 out of 10. It didn't take as much effort, okay? So take these notes because that is how you're going to remember how you felt when you come back and do it again. Okay, next is going to be tricep dips. I'm going to show you on the ground because this is the pure body weight form. But if you have a step or a chair or something like that, you can also increase your range of motion by bringing your hands up. So you're going to keep your feet flat on the ground. Make sure they're hip width apart and your toes are forward. Your hands are behind you with your fingertips facing your body. You're going to lift up as high as you can, and you're going to bend your elbows straight back behind you like they're trying to pinch behind you. So don't let them come out to the side. Don't let your shoulders shrug. And you're going to see how far you can bend the elbows down and squeeze them back up. Now, if you have a staircase, You can bring your hands up to the staircase and see how close you can get your back to the stair with each rep. So you don't want to be moving away from the step, away from the hands. You want to try to keep your hips as close as you can. You know the drill. We got 1 minute on the clock. Let's see how many you can get in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So you're planting the feet. You're pushing the hands down into the ground. You're bending the elbows back and squeezing the triceps on the way up. Here we go. Don't worry, we have lower body coming back next. So max out the arms. Make them work for their next break. If you're on a step, try to keep your hips as close to your hands as you can. If you're on the ground, see how high you can keep your hips off the ground so that you have more room for your elbows to bend. Full range of motion. Here we go. Keep breathing. Try to squeeze your triceps. Okay, you got this. Squeeze up and down. Squeeze the core. Squeeze your glutes. Here we go. Heels are digging down. Hands are flat. Pressing up and down. You got this. Stay with me. If you have to take a break, that's okay, but you're just taking your time. And rest. Okay, write it down. How many reps did you get? Take note of your perceived exertion if you feel like that was a 6 out of 10, or maybe you actually got yourself to a 10 out of 10, which is great. That's the idea for testing, is to try to push yourself to your max. Shake it out, get some water. We're going into our lower body next, okay? Split squats or split squat jumps. So if you're doing high impact, or maybe your goal is to improve your cardiovascular fitness, you're going to bend your back knee down to the ground, opposite arm forward. You're going to jump and switch. Jump and switch. Each time your rep only counts if you're bending your back knee towards the ground, not touching the ground, not staying up nice and high like this, but trying to bend, jump straight up and switch. The other option is lunges. Still, let's use your running arms. Opposite arm forward, step back. Opposite arm forward, step back. If you have any knee pain or you feel unstable walking forward and shifting your body weight forward, you can try the reverse lunge as well. Make sure you make note of which variation you're doing for this test. Go ahead and write that down. Split squat jump, forward lunges, backward lunges, and then we're going to go ahead and count our reps. I want you to try to do the alternating arms in any variation. See how it feels, all right? It'll also help with your running or walking technique. So we're going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're alternating. Each rep counts. Each time you switch your legs, it counts. Count your reps. Focus on your posture. Be honest with yourself to know which reps count. If you start to lose your technique, then take a break, okay? Your reps only count if they are as perfect as possible, if they feel right. So don't push through improper form, because it won't count anyway. All right, here we go. Stepping forward 1 rep at a time. Back of your effort level. I want you to try to do as many as you can. Make sure your front foot is pressing down into the ground. Don't let your heel come up. Try to stay balanced. See how many reps you can get. And rest. All right. How many did you get? Write it down. Write down your effort level. I hope, especially if you're doing the split squat jumps, I hope you made it to a 9 or a 10, because in 1 minute, you should be able to push yourself to your absolute max. All right. Shake it out. Breathe. Get some water. We're doing our sit-ups next. So there's a few things here I'll go through while you're resting, and that way we can start the next minute of the test. A traditional curl-up test is your arms are straight, and you're going to try to curl up and reach your fingertips toward your heels, and then come all the way back down. You can do that option. You can also put your hands behind your head and try to keep your elbows out wide, but press your fingertips into the back of your skull. That will help relax your head down and focus specifically on your front muscles, squeezing your abs. So here is the crunch. So you're either doing the curl up test with the arms straight, the crunch or the sit-up, where you can cross your arms in front of your body if you prefer, and you're going to try to sit all the way up to your thighs and all the way back down, keeping your feet on the ground without any help. So if you don't have a partner there to hold your feet down, it doesn't matter, because we're going to try to do these on your own. Write down the curl up, the crunch, or the sit up. If you have any issues, maybe like any pain in the low back, sacrum, tailbone area, if you have a stability ball, you can also do your sit-ups on the stability ball, okay? So use what you have, just make sure you note what option you're doing. Let's go ahead and assume positions. Here we go. Let's see how many you can get. 1 minute on the clock, and 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're sitting all the way up, crunching or curling up, and just make sure you maintain count of how many you have. Don't worry about the number that you get today, because you haven't started the program yet. Okay? It's always good to make progress. Wherever you're starting today is not where you'll be in 8 weeks. As long as you stay committed and dedicated, you'll be able to do it. If you have any questions or issues with your technique or your goals or staying on track, you can always reach out to us with any questions. Our email is posted on our YouTube channel in the descriptions as well, and we'd be happy to help you out. So exhale as you come up, see how many reps you can get. Don't stop now. We're almost there. And rest. All right, write it down while it's fresh in your mind. How many reps did you get? Note your RPE. How hard was that for you? How much energy did you have to exert in order to finish that minute? Make note, get some water, and guess what? We have 2 more exercises left for the test. Okay? We're going to do a full body cardio move to see where you are with your cardiovascular fitness. Yes, we can still test that without a huge treadmill or bike or equipment like that. All we need is our body. And then we are going to do an option for the next one if you have a step near you for the lower body. Okay, mountain climbers. High plank position. Maintain that high plank. One knee comes in, and then you switch. An option is to tap your foot on the ground each time you bring it in. That's a modification if you don't want to do the full sprint. Count each time your right leg comes forward. That will help you keep track, especially if you have speed racer legs. It's going to be difficult to count each step. So I just want you to count every time the right knee comes forward. 2 things that I want you to pay attention to. Make sure your chest stays forward so that your wrists are above your shoulders, okay? A lot of the times you push back like this. And make sure your hips stay low. A lot of times the hips come up like this. Try to keep that plank position as you drive. 2 things to focus on while you're counting your reps. Only the right leg. Yes, you can do it. Let's go ahead and assume your position. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. High plank. Drive those knees. Count the right knee in. Here we go. You got it. Think about just sprinting like you're laying down. Should be easier than sprinting standing up, right? Maybe not so much, but you got it. Keep that plank position. See how many times you can drive those legs up. Here we go. We're in this together. It doesn't matter what number you get. You're just trying to beat your personal best. You're always competing against your better self. You're just trying to make yourself be better. Give yourself some motivation to keep working. Here we go. We're almost there. We have 15 seconds. You can do this. Almost there. Here we go. Keep your chest strong. Keep your core strong. And rest. Awesome job. Write it down. Write down your exertion level. You did a great job so far today. The next option is going to be the step up. If you have nothing around you whatsoever, then we can do it with just body weight. If you do have a staircase, we're going to use the first step. Or if you have a block, a sturdy chair, a bench, something sturdy that you feel comfortable stepping up on. So for example, I have a yoga block. You can also use an Amazon box that you might have coming in the mail, stuff it up nice and strong, tape it all up. You can use that as a stepping block, okay? So what you're going to do is place your right foot on the block, and you're just going to drive your left knee up and then back to the ground, keeping your right foot there. We're going to do 1 minute on each side. If you don't have that, then you're just going to go on the ground where the left foot steps back, and you're just going to drive the opposite knee up. Again, we're working those running arms, okay? So write down the option that you have. Do you have a staircase? Do you have a block? What height are you using? Or are you just using the ground? Right foot is strong on the ground or on whatever object you have. Make sure it stays flat, okay? So actually pay attention to it. A lot of the times the heel might come up. Try to press the heel down, and the left foot is stepping back to the ground. You're going to try to drive the left knee straight up. So you're not leaning forward, you're coming powering up if you're doing a high jump, okay? 1 minute, right leg only. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Drive it up. Up nice and high. Find your balance. Use your arms. See how many reps you can get. Core is strong. Drive the knee up. Drive the toe up. See what you got here. Here we go. Keep it up. Nice and strong. Squeeze the glutes up nice and high. You got it. Here we go. Keep the core strong. Pull the belly button in as you squeeze. That's it. 20 seconds to go. Here we go. Power up. There you go. Almost there. 10 seconds. Keep counting. Keep pushing. And 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, write it down. What did the right leg feel like on a scale of 1 to 10? What were your reps? Get some water. Shake it out. We have one more side to do, and then you've earned yourself a wonderful cool down for test day. So remember, at the end, to bookmark this one, save it for later so that you know this is what your test is going to be. 1 minute, how many reps can you get? All different parts of the body. And these are the moves that we're going to be training so that you can get better and better and better at all of these moves, which is going to help you move better in everyday life. All right, hopefully you wrote that down. Make sure you labeled it as the right leg. We're going to see, can the left leg keep up? So we're going to switch to the left leg, whatever object you have or on the ground. Make note of how you're feeling. Okay, if you need a quick sip of water, go ahead and grab it. We're taking a rest. We're going to have 1 minute of all-out effort, and then it's your leave it all right here. Left foot pressing down into the ground, opposite arms. Exhale as you push up. Let's go in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. You got it. Drive the knee up. Squeeze the core. Bend down and try to focus on using most of the front leg to push up. So you might notice you're really pushing off of the leg that comes down to the ground. But I want you to focus primarily on the front leg to take most of the work. Really just squeeze yourself up. Keep counting. Here we go. Hopefully you're getting to a high number. So high that it's hard to keep track. All right, here we go. We're almost there. Keep going. We're more than halfway. See if you can almost double that number. Here we go. Squeeze all the way up. See if this leg can keep up to the other leg. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, what did you get? Write it down. See how it compares to your other leg. Write that we started with your left leg. Write that down too. Take note. Shake it out. Get some water. And you have earned a wonderful cool down. So shake it out. Stay standing as you just sort of shake it out and move around Okay, let your legs relax. Try to breathe. We're going to slowly let the heart rate come down, let you recover, and give you a nice stretch. So what I want you to do first is you're going to stand on your left leg, bring your right knee up into your chest, and then slowly switch. So we're just going to take a dynamic approach here. First, to your cool down. And I'm sure you've seen in other videos different foam rolling techniques using a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, or even any other foam rolling devices or that you might have, any other equipment. Make sure you use that. Okay, I encourage you to use it for at least 2 minutes before and after your workout. That way you can focus on 30 to 60 seconds per muscle group to keep it even on whichever muscle group tends to be giving you the most pain or tightness or tension, or maybe after a certain workout feels the most sore. Give yourself that self-care, that ability to help your body recover more efficiently. Okay, we're going to come into a balance where you reach back for your quad stretch. Again, we're going to make this dynamic at first, and then we'll go into more static stretches. So look at your numbers. If you've done something like this before, you might even have a reference already. How do your numbers compare to what you've done in the past? And then set a goal for yourself. After following this next 8-week program, where do you want to go? Which numbers do you want to improve on? What means the most to you? Maybe you want to really improve your upper body strength or your cardiovascular fitness, your stamina. And in that case, you'll want to set a realistic goal for yourself. Where do you think you can get? And if this is your very first time, that's okay. You might just be throwing a random number out there. And in 8 weeks, you'll see if it's realistic or where you are. And then you can change the goal based off of that. Okay, try to start small and simple. Maybe even just adding 2 reps. Okay, it could be something as small as that. And that is absolutely realistic. Okay, you can make it. Okay, now we're going to spread the feet out wide, toes pointing forward. Inhale, reach your arms behind your back, interlock your fingers and lift your chest up. And then exhale, fold forward, pulling your belly button in and bringing your arms up and over your head. If this isn't possible for you, you can also grab onto your shirt and try to bring your shirt up and slowly inch your fingertips closer to your shirt. Yes, we have many different ways to only train with the body. No equipment needed, so no excuses. Inhale to come all the way up and switch the interlock. Whichever hand was on top, inhale to lift your chest and exhale to fold forward. I also love these stretches that stretch multiple muscle groups all in one, so you get the biggest bang for your buck, okay? If you're someone who often skips the warm-up and the cool-down, this is a great way to multitask. We're going to stretch the lower body and the upper body at the same time to save time in your day. Right leg forward, left leg back. You're going to tuck your tailbone, bring your left arm across, and stretch out your shoulder. Think about squeezing your glutes, pushing your hips forward, and pulling your arm across your body. And then we're going to slowly switch sides and do the same thing. Notice how one side feels in comparison to the other. Again, you can hold all of these stretches a little bit longer. Aim for at least 20 seconds. That's a good goal. Make sure you drink your water. Again, I'm Skylar, and next week we're starting our 8-week body weight strength training program. So I hope you're ready. It's going to be fun.